Hi everyone, back to do another Top 10 Tuesday with James. James announced his theme last week. It was do the top 10 favorite actresses. And I wanted to get on that, of course, because I'd done a video last week on my favorite actors. Of course, I had to do 20, just because I couldn't narrow it down any further than that. And even after I was done with it and posted, it was just like, oh, I forgot about Gary Sinise. I forgot about David Strathairn. I forgot about David Morse. I forgot about Sean Penn. All these other guys, that I like so much. I just didn't even think of them. So I made sure to comb IMDb very thoroughly because I wanted to do a 20 favorite actresses and really sort of narrow down to like who are the ones I really like the most. And that was not easy because I divided them all up by age range. I was just like, okay, I'd done a video earlier in which I said who are my top 5 actresses, and I sort of picked one from age 20 to 29 and one from 30 to 39 and so on until I got to 60 to 69. So I said, okay, instead of doing one for each of those, I'll just do 4. That's top 20, right? Well, there were lots to choose from. In fact, in the 30 to 39 range, I had enough options there for top 20 all on its own. So, but anyway, I finally did manage to get it narrowed down some. So these are not really in order of preference. They're just, I've sort of staggered the age groups a little bit, so we're going to get one from each group all the way on up to number 1. So here we go. Number 20, Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde is someone who impressed me very recently in Drinking Buddies. She's gorgeous, of course. She's a good actress. She's lots of fun. I'm really glad that she got to do that movie because I got to see her really sort of act at her best rather than simply be the woman or the girl or, the beautiful person in the film. Yeah, really excited about that. My number 19, I knocked Grease all the way down to 19 on this list just because everybody who watches me for a long time or knows me personally knows that I like her, and that it's not necessarily because she's the best actress or the most attractive or beautiful, whatever. For some reason, I just want her to do great things. I know there's a lot of potential there. I know she's picked a lot of movies that I don't like, but I know that as long as she continues to act, there's a potential she could be more in great stuff. Of course, Walk the Line is a career best for her. Really glad she won Best Actress for that. Of course, I would also suggest seeing her first film, The Man in the Moon, that she did when she was 14. Election and Pleasantville are also good showcases just for her acting. Number 18, in the 40 to 49 range, Vera Farmiga, who has impressed me in The Departed, and Source Code, and Running Scared, and she directed a film called Higher Ground a couple years ago, which I thought was really good. Yeah, she's terrific. She's a very, very genuine actress. Never plays a false moment, as far as I can see. Really think she's quite good. Only, her career isn't as long as some of these other ones, but for what I've seen so far, I like very, very much. And of course, she's quite beautiful as well. Number 17, Annette Bening. Annette Bening is someone that I've enjoyed since seeing her in The Grifters, which I think was in '91. Really impressed the way she became a giggly schoolgirl when she met the President of the United States and the American President, but still a really good performance. There's only one film of hers that I haven't liked her in, and that's The Women with Meg Ryan. She had a couple good scenes in there, but for the most part, I really just didn't buy her in it. But by and large, when she's in a film, she's really good in it. For example, The Kids Are All Right. Really, really good film and a good showcase for her. My number 16 in the 60 to 69 range is Stockard Channing, who I've also been watching for a long time. She played Rizzo in Grease, the Grease film with John Travolta. But the film that I'd recommend seeing her in first would be 6 Degrees of Separation with Donald Sutherland and Will Smith. Really good, just a strong personality, really like the way she speaks. She's great. She's just a great lady and a really good actress. Back to the 20 to 29 range from number 15, Emma Stone. Emma Stone, when I saw her in Superbad, I was just like, her! That one right there, she's awesome. She's so good, and she's been in a lot of stuff. Easy A, of course, she got a nice lead part in that. I'm excited anytime she does a film. She's just one of those people, got a really strong personality, very, very funny. She's always a delight. My number 14 is Michelle Monaghan. Haven't seen much of her in recent years. She was also in Source Code, actually. She was the woman on the train with Jake Gyllenhaal. She's also been in Mission Impossible 3. and Eagle Eye. You know, she's been in a bunch of stuff. Just trying to think off the top of my head what would be a really good one to recommend her in. Well, you know, I mean, Source Code's really good, obviously. That might be the primary showcase for her, but it's a good one. Oh, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, of course, with Robert Downey Jr. If you like her at all, you have to see that movie if you haven't already. She's terrific. And you know, it's funny, she kind of reminds me of someone else on the list. I'll get to that later on. My number 13, Diane Lane. It's funny, I thought she was in her 50s. She actually only turns 49 tomorrow. January 22nd is her birthday. Again, a beautiful lady, been acting for a long time. She's been in a lot of good movies. What I was really impressed by was the movie she did with Richard Gere called Nights in Rodanthe. Kind of a sappy movie, kind of cliche, but man, she just acts the shit out of that part. She is amazing. She's so good. Yeah, really like Diane Lane a lot. Have for quite a while. Of course, Unfaithful is a strong contender for her showcase performance because she was Oscar nominated for that, and she's the main character. But you know, still, I mean, even in not so great movies, she's awesome. My number 12, Julianne Moore. Seen a bunch of stuff from her that I've liked the last few years. She's someone that just seems to get more beautiful and better with age. She's, I don't know, in her 50s now, I guess. She was in 2 movies in my top 10 of 2013, and you know, she's frequently in really great stuff. Always liked her, more so now than in the 90s when I first started watching her movies. She just seems more real, I guess. My number 11 pick is, now I might pronounce this wrong, her name is Shore Agdashlu. Who is that, you're asking? Shore Agdashlu. If you've seen the drama with Ben Kingsley and Jennifer Connelly called The House of Sand and Fog, she played Ben Kingsley's wife in that movie. But she's also done a lot of television. She was in 24, and she was also in the Ray Liotta series Smith in 2006, which didn't get, you know, many episodes aired. But she's just one of those people, like some of the actors I mentioned on my list. You know, she speaks, you've got to stop and listen to her. It's not just her exotic. I think she's Middle Eastern. She might be Iranian, I'm not sure. But it's her accent, also the timbre of her voice is very deep and very powerful. You just can't help but listen to her. She's a really, really exciting person just to listen to. Really like her a lot. Haven't seen a lot of her work overall, just a few things here and there, but she definitely makes an impression. Shore Agdashlu, I believe that's how you say her name. My number 10, back to the young ones again, Ellen Page. Ellen Page, I first saw her in X-Men The Last Stand, I think. Since then, of course, she's been in a lot of stuff, especially Hard Candy, Juno. She's been in a lot of stuff. And of course, she was the main character in a video game that came out recently called Beyond Two Souls, which I haven't played, but I've seen some clips. I mean, she's just awesome. She's really good. She's very, very funny. She's got a great speaking voice, and she can actually be scary on occasion, which is really nice. Always be interested in seeing something that she's in. My number 9, Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson is someone who's just very, very magnetic. She's got an incredible face. There's a scene, I watched The Pursuit of Happiness, and there's a scene where she just basically smiles at Will Smith. And I'm going, oh my goodness, that smile is extraordinary. And she's really good too, just as an actress. She's one of the best people in Sin City. Seen her in a lot of stuff over the years. Not all of us great. Clerks 2, I'm not a big fan of that movie, but man, is she sweet in that movie. Anyone would want to be with Rosario Dawson after seeing her in that movie. My number 8, Anne Heche. Anne Heche, of course, been in a lot of stuff. Some leads, some supporting performances. The film that stands out to me is Birth, the film with Nicole Kidman, where she is mourning the loss of her husband, who's been dead for 10 years. She meets a boy who claims to be her husband reincarnated and begins to tell her all these things that they did. Well, Anne Heche shows up, and it turns out Anne Heche is playing a woman who had an affair with Nicole Kidman's husband, and so she shows up to kind of test the boy. When she shows up, I'm like, oh, it's on. Anne Heche is just one of those people, for whatever reason, she's just completely magnetic. She holds your attention all the time. Even in a movie like Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones, a very, very silly movie, she's just very, very commanding. All these women, for the most part, are just very, very commanding presences. They're up there, they're speaking, you pay attention. At least I do. Here's a woman you would definitely want to pay attention to. My number 7 is Catherine Keener. There is no greater ball breaker in movies than Catherine Keener. She can tear anyone down with just a few words. She's amazing. And of course, I know a lot of her lines are written for her, but the way she says them, always amazing. And she's played she doesn't always play ball breakers. She plays, you know, relatively gentle characters as well. Where the Wild Things Are, of course, and Trust with Clive Owen. She played Clive Owen's wife in Trust. Those are sort of the exceptions, though. For the most part, when she's around, watch out, because she's probably after someone, or she'll take somebody down just by speaking alone. The first movie I saw her in was Living in Oblivion with James LeGros, and she just killed it in that movie. She just really did. My number 6, Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton is not a person I've seen in a lot of movies, but plenty. I actually just rewatched Sleeper from my 1973 series, and I really enjoyed her in that movie, kind of because she reminded me of Maggie Gyllenhaal. Maggie Gyllenhaal is one of my runners-up in this category. Yeah, and since then she's been really good in movies like Something's Gotta Give, and she's done a lot of great stuff over the years. Just a lot of great stuff. I just find her very appealing in general. Back to the young ones again for my number 5, Jennifer Lawrence, of course. Jennifer Lawrence is my top girl in this age group, as I'm sure she is for a lot of people. She's a good actress. I like her more in movies where she gets to play light moments as well as serious. That's why I don't like her as much as Katniss or in Winter's Bone as I do in, say, X-Men First Class or, of course, Silver Linings Playbook or American Hustle. She is quite a live wire. She's lots of fun. Love it whenever she gets on camera, just speaks whatever's on her mind. She's almost always funny. She's terrific. Terrific actress. And I look forward to many years of seeing her in films in the decades to come. My number 4 is Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams is someone I've been impressed by for a long time. Unlike most of the other people on this list, she doesn't have that really forceful personality. She's sort of quieter, more of a gentle person. I believe that's how she is in real life as well. There's lots of movies that I recommend you see her in, but of course the first one I'd say would be Wendy and Lucy, a small budget movie from the latter part of last decade. One of my favorite movies of that decade. She's quite heartbreaking in that movie, and she's just terrific. Just overall, just a very terrific presence, and sweet, very sweet personality, I suppose. My number 3 is Carla Gugino. Carla Gugino is someone I've liked for a long time, since the mid-90s. Couldn't necessarily come up with a specific film to recommend her by, although she did do a trilogy of movies with Sebastian Gutierrez, who I believe she's married to. They're very low-budget films, ensemble casts, small number of locations, but that's a great showcase for people just to see acting and rather set pieces. Instead of set pieces is what I mean. They're called Electrolux, Women in Trouble, and what's the third one? Girl Walks Into a Bar, I think. Yeah, she plays the same character in 2 of them, but really, they're good movies to check out. They're just fun in terms of acting and writing. And of course, gorgeous lady. Absolutely gorgeous woman. Yeah, so I've liked her for a long time and will continue to do so. And of course, she's one of those people, like a lot of these others, you know, you just can't help but pay attention to her. She's got a great voice. Really talented actress. She's awesome. My number 2 is Helen Hunt. Helen Hunt I've liked ever since Project X with Matthew Broderick back in the 80s. And even in bad movies or movies where she doesn't get to play the best character, she's still amazing in it. I'm thinking specifically of What Women Want. But of course, there's lots of movies to recommend her in. As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson. She blows Jack Nicholson off the screen. I don't know why they gave him Best Actor for that movie. They could have given it to anyone. But her, definitely my pick for that year. And recently I finally saw her in The Sessions, and she was really good in that as well. My number 1 pick in the final 60 to 69 candidate is Susan Sarandon. I hope I'm not offending anyone by dividing them into age groups like this. I just wanted to be fair. But Susan Sarandon, again, like Shore Agdashlu, is someone who has that incredible voice, the sort of deep timbre of her voice that really sort of, you know, you have to listen when she speaks. She's been in lots and lots of good stuff. She won Best Actress for Dead Man Walking. There's lots of movies I could recommend her in. Even Stepmom. I mean, you know, pretty much anything that she's in is going to be worth your time. How about the movie that she did in which she was married to Sam Neill and Emily Blunt is trying to worm her way into her life? She's really good in that one. I can't remember the name of it, though. I think it's called Irresistible. So I was talking about Michelle Monaghan, and I think I was trying to compare her to someone else on this list, but it sort of slipped my mind who I was going to be. Anyway, that's my 20 right there. James, of course, has his 20 probably up by now. There's a link below in my description there to his channel. If you're not subscribed to him already, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he comes up with for this. Whew, that was not easy. Thanks very much for listening. Hope you like this, and more from me, of course, in the future. Take it easy.